YouTube, how the fuck you doing? My name is Faith or Malimnus, if you guys don't know me, because it's probably going to be the first video on this channel. I am a content creator for many years now on YouTube, at least since, shit, before 2013. I originally partnered with Machinima way back in 2010. I came from Call of Duty. Actually, I guess technically I came from Counter-Strike, if you want to get super technical. Then I came from Halo, where I played a lot of game battles, a lot of MLG stuff, into Call of Duty, where I discovered sniping and I did all that stuff, and eventually I came into my own on the Malimnus channel with commentary and you know, cartoons and all kinds of fun stuff that you see, the talking ranting head in the corner of the videos, that sort of thing. That's what I did for the longest. But all throughout that time, one of the things that have always been a huge interest to me is computers, coding, 3D animation specifically. I got into things like 3ds Max as my first 3D modeling animation platform, because Halo was animated using 3ds Studio Max. I got inspired by things like Red vs. Blue with Monty Ohm and all that stuff. And yeah, eventually it kept on spiraling, and you know, I started streaming again recently after kind of retiring from YouTube a while back, probably in 2017. So it's almost been, I guess it would have been like 2017. So it's almost been 10 years since I've really stopped doing YouTube super serial. Just about 10 years. Almost. I'm kind of thinking. I think it's closer to 6. I say 2017. Oh no, I guess it couldn't have been 2017. It must have been like 2019. Yeah, so it's much sooner than that. Okay, so 2019. But I started streaming again, and while I was streaming, it gave me the ability to use what I love. I love to do a bunch of projects, but I like to have a purpose for my projects. And so that came with me creating things like the TTS for the stream chats, and doing a whole bunch of other stuff for the stream. And you know, I just been getting more and more into programming, software development, which is what my degree has been in since, you know, I was first out of college. It's what I went to school for. I just didn't really utilize it. But anyways, that's my background. So you'll see a bunch of tech stuff on here. And we got a big beefer for you today. Okay, so this one is an 8 GPU essentially server. It's AI server. I guess you could use it for crypto mining, but if you're doing crypto in 2026, God hates you, and so do I. But it is for AI, and I use it for AI. I used to just have it in an open air rig, but I just really wanted it. My ADHD, my obsessive compulsive just needed me to get this, but these things are so fucking expensive. If you just go on eBay, if you go on anywhere, you try to get one of these servers, you're looking at $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, all right? And it's just ridiculous. If you want to try to get just the case, it's pretty hard. But one of the things, God bless the Chinese, okay, because they're the ones that are making all of these cases to Gigabyte and all the other people are using. If you don't know, all of them are getting these all from the same factories and then putting their own internals in, and they're making like slight modifications to make it more proprietary, because that's what we need in tech, is more proprietary lockdown bullshit. That's I'm looking at you, Dell. But yeah, so you can get this stuff from things like, not AliExpress, because their shipping is god awful, but Alibaba is where I got this one from, and this is the store specifically that I got it from. This is one of the hardest things with getting stuff like this, and I paid a reasonable amount. These people charged me such a reasonable amount, so I got this for $800 plus $200 shipping. I think the total came out to be about $1,100. $800 for this case. It's pretty reasonable. $200 for shipping, given the current situation in 2026 with the shipping and everything. The cost of shipping is pretty damn reasonable. It got here just within about a month. You know, gave us tracking for both the first leg of it getting onto the ship, then getting over here, and then delivered with FedEx. It was all very good, very on time. Everything went very smoothly. With this, we got the add-in cards, which are the SFX add-in cards and stuff. There we go. It came with 4 of these, and this is what you're gonna need for most servers in order to actually connect the graphics card. So this actually plugs into your motherboard, which is over here, and I would be facing this way, but so you can actually see. And then you use the SFF 8654Is that go from that to the boards, which are just kind of like this. And that's where the graphics cards actually live. You're not losing any speed. This usually bifurcates an X16 lane into 8X, so 2 8Xs. So, but for AI and for anything like that, you're not really losing anything now. But they gave us the case for 800, all of these for 4 of these. They gave us the cabling as well for 4 of them. Actually, I think it was for 8 total GPUs that they gave us the cabling for. The cards down there now. So 2 sets of cables, and this and one of the cards for it to actually go into is about $109 on the lowest end. So that's like $400 worth of stuff, give or take, if you were to go ahead and get it retail. Now, obviously, they're getting it cheaper. They're getting it from source in China. They're getting it at a bulk discount, but that is still much appreciated. I already had these. I've already made my own servers down there, but it's very appreciated that they give you that. It was wired up, and you'll see once we get in here with all of the connectors. Now, this one came with 12-volt power, but you really do not need to worry. It is an extra charge, at least because I didn't think about it. I didn't think it would come with 12 volt. This is PCIe 4 for all of this stuff. And you just get one of these from Amazon, which takes a 12 volt, puts it into two 8 pins, you know, 2 standard GPU ones. We're gonna go ahead and change that. Now you can see this is what it looks like. This is the big cojones right here. It is very heavy. You can see that it has a distributed power supply lane back here. This is what's actually feeding power into the motherboard that's over here. So it takes these Great Lakes power connectors, bricks. So they was going here. I think these are each 1200 watts. We have 4 of 5 filled. I think the 5th is actually just no, actually I think it can take the 5th, but we just don't have it set up. You can see that these are the 12 volts here, and it's been running pretty fine. I haven't had any issues. The only big issue that I had was the sound with these exhaust fans. These are also hot swappable. Don't recommend that you try swapping them while it's running. I will scream at you, as it should. Fuck you, why are you taking out its guts while it's trying to run? You're a dickhead. But these boys are plugged up directly into these, which don't actually have any controllers. Now, this is running an Epic blah blah blah, which is on screen, maybe, if I'm not lazy, with a 7205P, I believe. And it actually controls it. The BMC controls the actual fans, and so it's never actually communicating with the motherboard. So these just ran at 100 non-stop, and so that was really, really loud initially. You can see, maybe I'll include a clip here of what it sounds like when it's just going at 100%. Wow, that's loud. Okay, let's see if I did that. And yeah, now one thing is with this is, even though I have these all hooked up to fan hubs now, which then go into the motherboard, they're not smart fan hubs, they're just dummy fan hubs, so they're essentially treating themselves as one fan unit. One of the things is that it will randomly, and this could just be my own setup with this specific motherboard. Like I said, it's all handled by the BMC. I'm new to Epic and the likes. Essentially, it will just like kind of ramp up randomly every like hour, 2 hours or so. And it will go for 100% for about 2 to 3 seconds. I think that's because it's resetting the volt, the temp reading or something, or the temps are resetting. I don't fucking know. If I knew, I could fix it. And then it just instantly starts going down. But it's like the first time it happens, it is a bit of a pucker factor there. So you can see we have all the 3090s here. I'm gonna show you guys actually while I have it down here, because we're actually gonna move it down here because it was up here originally. But we have some new rails to go ahead and move it down just right here so that it's a little bit less high, because again, this is heavy. This is annoying to have to open and do it. If I have it at that height, I can just slide it right out. God, I'm so tempted to actually put it at the very bottom so that it's the most workable, but then I still have to lift it up is the annoying part to get it on the workbench, work table, or I'd have to just move the whole cart. But let's go ahead and let's show you guys how you actually take this thing apart. So this is actually your front, and this may throw you for a loop because that's where your motherboard I/O is, which means if you're running it like I do, where you're working on the premise that your I/O is going to be in the back, so your switch is in the back, you're going to be in for a rude awakening of ruining your little cable management by happening to drag that across the top. We've got her open. She's showing us all her goods. You can see how the cards are put in here. All of this was already pre-done, by the way, by the team who sent this out. They did such a fantastic job. It's very immaculate. It's very well packaged. Now you can see this is where the SSDs are, and you can get these for, listen, if you're a big money baller, you can get this for NVMe. I'm not gonna spend $7,000 on storage right now. We're in fucking storage wars and not the one that I like. So, you know, if you're like me, you probably don't know how to actually take this off because there are no instructions when you get this. There's no video. It's gonna be on the side. Now, also, this is for my case, which doesn't really have a name, but all of them are the same. This case is the same one as Gigabyte. If you look inside the internals of these cases and it looks like mine, it's mine. They have slight modifications to make them proprietary with the way that the motherboard mounts, but that's pretty much it. Hang on. You're gonna wanna unscrew these. These are what's actually keeping this in. This is how you get this off, and then you can get into the motherboard area to actually put on the motherboard. Now we gotta do the other side. Oh gosh. Whew. That thing is heavy. But I am big, strong man. I don't need 2 people to lift. We solo that shit. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and put our hand here to catch it. So again, to recap, this bolt, this bolt, this bolt, this bolt, all of these bolts up to here, this bolt and this bolt on both sides, that releases your front platform. Come on, wiggle free. There we go. And there you go. This would be the internals, as you can see, because I don't actually have Oh shit. That part of the cage has never came off. I don't actually have anything to put in there, but you can see how I have it set up. It's kind of a mess when I did my stuff, with all of these extensions for the cablings of these fans, because they couldn't reach my motherboard. But you guys can get an eyeful here. And you have some low profile slots if you wanted to. Utilize those. But the way that the CPU, at least for mine, is gonna sit, you actually have more room to work around than I would have thought. Okay, we are back at it. As you can see, we've made some changes to the rack. Things are reorganized, with that bottom one being way below. We've replaced the rails that were previously supporting this guy, lowered everything down here. It's now much easier for me to actually just reach out and work with this unit versus when it was at the very tippy top. You can see all the 3090s are now in here. We have the sextuple 3090s, that's 6 of them. And there we go. That is now the idle fan noise. As you can hear, it's quite quiet. These are with the stock fans that were included by the same company here. So pretty good. And